At the very end of this video, you will be answering the question, what is the Criterion Collection? But first, we have to ask 4 more simple questions. Why is the Criterion Collection? Who is the Criterion Collection? When is the Criterion Collection? And where is the Criterion Collection? Who, what, when, where, why? This video is meant for someone who wants to get into the Criterion Collection and honestly just wants to know the scoop. Is it worth your time and your money? Simply put, the Criterion Collection is a physical media distributor that distributes physical media. More specifically, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, once upon a time Laserdisc, and they often come in these neat little clear plastic cases that are numbered on the spine and, when you open it up, are filled with artwork and additional essays on the film you're about to watch or have just watched. This type of release is often considered boutique. So, what type of films might you find in the Criterion Collection? Well, Criterion doesn't necessarily just stick to one type of film, genre, classics, foreign films. In fact, just last year, the Academy Award winner Anora was put out to Criterion Collection just a few months after winning the Best Picture award. Criterion has at this stage developed a shared level of trust between consumers and filmmakers that when a film is given the Criterion treatment, it's held as a little bit of a badge of honor, a recognition of its excellence in filmmaking. And that's exactly it. In order for a film to be part of the Criterion Collection, it has to be an exemplary work of its kind and show excellence within its genre. Subjective, obviously, but artistic merit isn't the only thing that determines whether or not a film is going to be a part of the Criterion Collection, because the other half of the battle is being able to legally license the title as well. Just because Criterion releases the film doesn't necessarily mean that they have exclusive distribution rights. So you could purchase this edition of Fantastic Mr. Fox distributed by the studio directly, or you could purchase the Criterion edition. Because, why would you not buy the Criterion edition? Why would you not buy it? Why is the Criterion Collection? Well, honestly, I'm glad you asked why. So though Fantastic Mr. Fox may be more widely available via more inexpensive physical media releases or streaming, the Criterion edition is a new transfer supervised by the director himself and loaded with supplements and special features, including special packaging that just makes an ultimate premium package edition of the film. But it's really when you dig deeper that you start to realize the why behind Criterion Collection. Not that much deeper, honestly, it's printed right here on the label. The Criterion Collection is dedicated to gathering the greatest films from around the world and publishing them in editions of the highest technical quality, with supplemental features that enhance the appreciation of the art of film. Visit us at criterion.com. And honestly, a lot of the films that make up the Criterion Collection are films that are a lot less widely available than Fantastic Mr. Fox. Take Late Spring by Ozu. If you wanted to watch this movie, you'd have to track down an older copy of the film, and even if you did find one of those, it's not going to be in a high-def format. Even though Criterion from the exterior might just be fancy packaging and seem like an overpriced disc, Criterion has specialized resources and teams that meticulously restore these films from their original film negatives, bringing them to beautiful glory once again. And for a lot of their contemporary films, they work with directors like Wes Anderson himself to bring the director's intended vision to life. So a big why for Criterion themselves is film preservation. And a big why for you is to have the most premium edition of that restoration available for you to watch in your collection. I mean, truthfully, their transfers look stunning. It's very rare that you have a Criterion disc that underwhelms you. And if you're not really a special features or packaging person, or really you just don't want to spend the money on the disc, Criterion also has more affordable options, such as their own streaming service where they have most of their films cycling through at any given time. Also, a lot of independent theaters across the US host screenings of Criterion editions of these films, and Criterion also shares their restorations with streaming platforms such as HBO Max. You'll find a huge list of Criterion films on HBO, and it's those beautiful, glorious, stunning transfers right there in a pretty affordable package. Oh, and did I mention Canopy? Dude, if you got a library card, or if you don't, go get one, sign up for Canopy. It's totally free, and you can watch so many art house films, and they're high quality right there for free in your house. You don't even have to pay for it. And no, I am not sponsored at all. I'm just a fan. Love Canopy. Okay. Who is the Criterion Collection? I mean, there are obviously people that make the decisions on what films should be in the collection, right? And I mean, simply put, the people who work at Criterion are film lovers. The Criterion acquisition staff and their board of members decide which films actually make the collection. Their team goes through an internal evaluation determining, restoration viability, market viability, and believe it or not, public suggestions. That's right. I was actually reading through the FAQ on Criterion's website as I was researching this video, and yeah, I learned a lot of things I didn't know. Like, they actually want your public submission so that you can suggest which films should be in the Criterion. I think that's cool. A couple of things that really stood out to me were, one, they don't want to be film snobs. In fact, they are just as willing to put a big Hollywood blockbuster film in as they are a B-rate horror movie. In their opinion, in their words on their website, they think that each film should be evaluated within the context of its own genre. And then another fascinating anecdote that I learned on the website was that they actually have a producer assigned to each film. So, when Criterion put together the packaging for On the Waterfront, this Blu-ray in particular is fully loaded. It has so much packed into it. And really, this is the crafty work of a producer who took on this project. A producer who then oversees the restoration, who goes through the creation and development of a lot of the supplements on here, whether that's making them from scratch or acquiring them from different film archives, hires artists and works with artists to create the packaging, the cover art, and then finds different film scholars who write essays. So really, each edition of a film that is in the Criterion Collection is a labor of love from one of the staff members, a producer who takes this project, which can sometimes be a multi-year project from beginning all the way to end. And I just find that so fascinating. So I would love to sit down and have a conversation with a producer over at Criterion Collection at some point, just to get some more insight in what goes into creating one of these Blu-rays from beginning all the way to the end, because it's just, I love the work that they put into it. Now, while we're on the subject of who, let's extend the question to who is Criterion for? Everyone. JK, probably not everyone. But you, it's definitely for you, because you're obviously already interested enough to click on this video. There's a high chance you're already a Criterion fan watching this, but if you're not and you're considering getting into it, then you're the type of person who likes to learn, and I think that Criterion is built for the curious. In fact, from my own experience, it has really pushed me and challenged me to be more of a critical thinker when it comes to film and how I watch film, the work that goes into these stories, the themes, evaluating them a little bit differently. I think if you're a film lover, you have to get into Criterion at least a little bit. Go check out Criterion Collection and find a movie you're already familiar with, and that will kind of be your gateway drug. Oh, and also, it's for the snobby. It's for the ones who want to display it on their shelf and be like, yo, I'm into good film, bro. And that's cool too. FX, all are welcome. Or what is the network that says that? Is that TBS or All Characters Welcome? Or I f***ed that up, but whatever. I'm no gatekeeper for Criterion. Just fucking get into it if you want to get into it. All right. Also, I love you. I might have sounded aggressive. This is the part of the video where I'm getting a little weird, getting a little intimate with you. Let's move on. When is the Criterion Collection? Kind of a strange question, I realize that. July, November, every year, month-long sales in stores at Barnes & Noble, and then one day in October and one day in either March or April, you'll get a 50% off flash sale. When it comes to those 4 time frames, that's Criterion season, baby. And Criterion season is the best season. Where is Criterion Collection? Well, their offices are in New York City, and then I guess, Barnes & Noble or online. Yeah, that's a pretty anticlimactic final question, but now you should be able to answer what is the Criterion Collection, or at least let me know what it is to you in the comments below. If you're interested in the psychology of a collector of the Criterion and why it's so alluring, then click this video above my head here. If you're looking for Criterion recommendations, click on this link over my head. Make this your Criterion hub. All that being said, subscribe to all my shit and give me money.